training, and we are going to today talk about how to soar in your businesses. Okay, so I'm going to just jump right into it. As you guys know, a lot of the reason why we cannot do big things in our businesses relies a lot on fear of failure, fear of what people may say, fear of this, that, or the other, and I'm no exception to that. Like many of you guys, I started my paparazzi journey not fully understanding what I got myself into. It was like a little bit overwhelming for me. I'm a mom, but then I had just had a baby about 6 months before. I was like, I never been into sales. I never really understood it. I was feeling a bit discouraged. My upline, they had just joined, my sponsor had just joined the business maybe like a couple weeks before I did. So she was brand new. I really didn't know what the heck was going on. And so fear set in. I gave it like maybe 3 months or so. Like I was saying, maybe I can have a couple parties here or there or what have you. But again, I was not all in. I didn't understand even what all in meant at the time. And so I kind of said to myself, maybe this just is not for me. It's not too late. The kit was only $100. I didn't really lose a whole lot. So maybe I should just check out now while I can. And the rest, I'm not even going to worry about it. But the thing that kind of saved the day for me was Paparazzi was having I'm just giving you guys my backstory a little bit. Paparazzi was having a passport vacation at the time, and they were going to the Dominican Republic. And I said to myself, you know what? I love to travel. So if nothing else, I can get a free trip, a trip out of this. Well, it wasn't free at the time, but I can get a trip out of this, and this can be my farewell to the business, like, thanks Paparazzi. It was great, but let me get out of here. And so I go on the trip, and that's where I met Briana. She was like one of my first Papa sisters in the business, and she kind of took me under her wing, and she was like, you can do this, girl, and again, the rest is history. I was able to connect with Misty Kirby on that trip. She's, of course, one of the founders of the company. And she said, you have to put your all into this business or else you'll never know what it'll be. She was like, I know you have everything that it takes to be successful in paparazzi, but you're going to have to show up with your best, and you're going to have to give it your all. You can't halfway do something and then expect for big results. You got to give it your all. So I am here today for someone who is not quite running their business the way they could be. They probably could give a little more effort. They probably could run a little harder. They probably could, put a little more, effort or energy here or there. And so again, I am going to show you guys in my own way what it means to soar in your business. So again, the opposite of being fearful is being fearless. Okay, so this year and going forward, we are going to fear less, and we are going to just jump into this business with everything we've got. Because the worst thing that can happen is for you to look back on this moment of your life and to say that I did not give all that I could give. I probably could have done more, but I didn't for whatever reason. Let me just say here too that with the pandemic, with COVID, with everything going on, this is a time where if you are showing up at all in any kind of way, you got to still give yourself a pat on the back, because it's not easy. We are going through a lot in this moment, whether it's you're homeschooling your kids, you are dealing with deaths in the family, or you've been sick, or family members have been sick, or you are, juggling shipment delays, or, this, that, or the other. Let's just say that this is a year for the records, for the ages, okay? So if you're showing up, give yourself some kudos and some props and some grace to say, I'm still hanging in there in this business. But I am here to tell you that even with everything going on, you still can show up with what is your best in that particular moment. For one person, your best may mean that you are able to give your live 2 hours, and maybe for somebody else it's 15 minutes. But guess what? If you came with your best, that's all that matters. Okay. So again, pushing yourself beyond your limits a little bit, beyond your comfort zone, and don't leave anything on the table. So if you are going to bed that night and you are saying, man, I could have done another flash sale, or man, I could have talked to some more business partners, don't have any regrets at all in this business. All right. So let's get into the word SOAR. Okay. So I broke that word down. And each of those letters is going to have a particular meaning associated with it, okay? So really quickly, let me close out my story because I just remembered that I did not tell you guys how the story ends, okay? So what happens is I meet Misty, I meet Briana, I meet some of those bosses in paparazzi, and I'm like, well, how much do you make a month? And what is this? And how does this work? And how can you possibly make money with $5 jewelry? I mean, I had tons and tons and tons of questions, but long story short, they answered my questions. I came home. I ran my race with everything that I had, and I'm so glad that I did. I came back home that first month and I hit director. That second month, I hit Premier Director. And then that third month, I hit Executive Director. I was on a roll, guys. I was just like ranking up. And I was, hey, Briana, how are you? Thanks for having me here. So I was like on fire, guys. I was just like running. So I think like by that summer, I hit Producer. I went to the Passport Vacation, which was on the cruise, and I ranked to Premier Producer. And then I hit I hit Executive Producer, of course, which is Elite. Just a couple months after that. So my journey in paparazzi is I started officially that January, and then a year and 4 months later I was Elite, and then that following month I hit Fashionista. So a year and 5 months into my journey, I was a Fashionista in paparazzi. So praise God. I'm so grateful that I didn't give up, but I don't want any of you to give up either, okay? If you are frustrated at all in your business, if you are stressed, if you are anxious about anything, shake it off, okay? This is your season for having tough skin and knowing that this is all a part of your journey, okay? There is not one elite in Paparazzi Accessories, not one person who has seen super success in any business who has not seen some kind of struggle, some type of hardship, some type of sleepless nights, tearful days, whatever it is. So it is all, guys, a part of your journey to success. So try not to get too overwhelmed by, sorry guys, I have to put my charger in my phone, but try not to let your journey deter you from where you're trying to go. So for instance, if it means that you may one day be a 6 or 7 figure in this business, but it's taking you a little longer to get there, it's okay. That is your journey. Your journey is unique to you. But celebrate and stay in those moments where you're feeling a little frustrated or sleepy or, like feeling, a bit overwhelmed, because guess what? That's still a part of your journey. And once you make it, you're going to look back on this season and say, man, remember those nights where this was happening? Or remember those days when, this was going on? I see so many elites talking about like their journey. Like, oh my gosh, like it was a day where I was once doing this and now look at me. So if you're in that moment right now where you're saying, I am now doing that thing that those elites are saying they used to do, that is going to be you one day. But you will never get there if you quit. You will never get there if you slow down. You will never get there if you don't believe that it is possible for you to see all the blessings that this business has in store for you. Okay. So I am one person who can tell you that I almost quit. I almost threw in the towel. I almost didn't believe that I was capable of doing big things in this business because it didn't seem real to me, So it wasn't until I met Bree and some of the other bosses in the business and they made it real. So you guys have a leader on your team who makes it real. She is someone who you can, message really quickly, or you may be able to pick up the phone, or you may be able to like connect with her on a post, and she makes it real. She makes it practical. She'll tell you guys like, I, jumped in this business and I gave my best and look what happened. So your journey might not be as quick as hers. It might not be as, effortless, whatever it is that you may perceive, because I think sometimes people look at elite and they say, oh, well, I could never do that. Or, oh, they have this kind of magic formula for six. No, it's really not like that. It really is just that we stayed persistent and consistent and hung in there when other people quit. The only thing that's different from me or Bree or anybody else that's elite is that we did not give up. On those nights where we could have thrown in the towel, on those nights that we wanted to walk away, we chose not to. And so that is what I'm charging everybody here, everybody that comes and watches this replay. Don't give up and believe in yourself. If you can believe in yourself beyond whatever it is that you're going through in this season, I promise you it will pay off. It may not pay off in a week or 2 weeks or even in a month, but guess what? Over time, as you are doing all the right things, you will start to see all the right results, okay? I promise you that, okay? So again, let's get into the word SOAR. And so the first S is going to be seize opportunities, all right? In the same way you seize the opportunity of joining Paparazzi Accessories, I pray that this is one of the best opportunities that you have ever signed up for with your kit, whatever kit that you signed up with. I pray that this has been a journey that was worth your while, okay? So let's say you didn't make the sales that you wanted, or your team didn't grow as fast as you wanted. I promise you, at some point you may meet a new friend that you did not know already. You may learn something about yourself that you did not know know that was there. Like maybe you became more fearless. Maybe you learned a new skill. Maybe you, were able to connect or go to a convention or an Empower Me Pink or some kind of event that was fun or engaging. Or maybe you hosted a party and you met a customer who just really brightened your day. Whatever it is, something on that journey was worth the while, okay? So focus on the blessings and focus on new opportunities that God may bring across your path, okay? So in the same way you join Paparazzi, I want you to become fearless and start seizing those opportunities in those Facebook groups, guys. So you know how Facebook is a free platform, okay? So let's just put that out there now. If you are not using Facebook to your advantage, you are doing your business a disservice, okay? There are tons of Facebook groups out there with people, potential friends, customers, and business partners that are waiting for you to meet them. Now, let me say this. This is really important. When you meet new friends, do not start with, hey, I'm in Paparazzi Accessories. Do not do that, okay? Because the fastest way to run a friend off is to just keep promoting your business all the time, okay? So what you want to do is just connect with new people. Just kind of like in those, let's say you're a mom with boys. You can join a group with boy-mom groups, and you could just start making new friends. Because trust me, okay, answer below. What is the first thing that you do when you connect with a new friend on Facebook? Like you don't know them at all, and you're just connecting with them on Facebook. What is the first thing that you're going to do? You're going to go to their page and you're going to see what they're about. You're going to look at their pictures. You're going to look at their timeline. You're going to look at those albums. You're going to start looking and kind of researching, like, who is this person who's messaging me out of the blue? Or, this person that's connecting with me, like what mutual friends do we have or what have you? So they will know, or they should know by looking at your page what you are about. So we can get into the whole branding thing on another training, but make sure that your page is something that when people come to see your page or whatever, that they want to be a part of Paparazzi, that they actually see without you saying anything that this business is amazing, it's changing your life, you're having fun with it. They can see you wearing the accessories. They can see how it's changing your life and the lives of others. You want them to see a little bit about you and why they should be a part of it without you saying a word. So you're in this mommy and me group or mama boys groups or whatever, or let's say you love to cook or knit sweaters, or you love kittens, or you love the springtime, whatever it is that you love. I promise you there's a Facebook group for it, okay? Go make some new friends and seize those opportunities to make those new connections with people that possibly could change your life. If there is someone out there, I promise you, that you have not met yet, that is just waiting for a new friend, waiting for some beautiful jewelry, waiting for this opportunity that can change their lives. So again, seize those opportunities. Look in your local newspaper and try to figure out, are there opportunities for me to do vending events? Seize those opportunities where there may be customers who come to your lives all the time, but maybe you say, hey, would you like to host a party with me? It would be really great. Seize those opportunities. Each day, look at it as an opportunity for you to have new opportunities, okay? So when you wake up in the morning, be on the lookout, because I feel like anytime that we are intentional about anything, it's a game changer for our lives. So if you wake up every day saying, I wonder what opportunities are going to be available for me today, take those opportunities, all right? So again, we want to be prayerful and we want to use discernment, of course, when we do anything. But of course, if it is an opportunity that sits right in your spirit, I want to charge everybody to go for it. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar, but Shonda Rhimes, she's a writer and director. She did like the show Scandal, and she did like some other TV shows. She has this book called The Year of Yes. If you don't know about it, you can look it up. But she kind of challenged herself for a whole year to just say yes to new opportunities. So she said she noticed that she was always just so busy, like with work or this, that, and the other. And her kids would say, hey, Mom, can you play with us for a second? She's like, oh, no, I'm too busy. I got to do this, da, da, da. But anytime now that her kids may say, hey, Mom, can you take a second to play with us? She would stop if she could and take 10 minutes to go play with their kids. Seize those opportunities. So, of course, on our race for success, and we are trying to go so hard to get to the goal, we are doing our business and we are trying to be diligent and excellent in our business. But sometimes we need to seize opportunities to kind of like go for a walk. Maybe you should take a bath at the end of the night, take a long shower, maybe try to get a little extra rest so you'll be more rested for your next day. Seize those opportunities when they come across your path. Because again, as we're seeing, if you don't know anything else about 2020 and 2021, One thing that we know is that life is short and tomorrow is not promised. So let's not take for granted what we have in the moment that can possibly change everything in our world. Okay, so again, you are going to seize those opportunities and seize the moment. Okay, so be intentional about the things that you see, the people that come across your path, those friends that you haven't talked to in a while, and you know that, hey, I haven't talked to that girl. How is she doing? Seize the opportunity. Let me give you guys one more quick tip with seizing opportunities. Okay, one thing that I want you guys to think about too is back to Facebook or social media, Instagram, what have you. If you see it's someone's birthday on your timeline, seize the opportunity to send that person a free piece of jewelry in the mail. Or let's say if you see that someone has lost a loved one or someone is going through a hard time or they just lost their job, instead of just saying like, hey, you want to come do paparazzi? Here's my business. Just say, I want to be a blessing to you. Let me seize this moment, this opportunity to just go ahead and gift you something. Can I send you something in the mail? Like, what's your mailing address? I'd love to just send you. Seize that opportunity. We have, most of us have tons of jewelry, hostess rewards, all kind of stuff. Seize the opportunity to be a blessing to someone else, okay? I promise you, it will never come back to you void, okay? God is going to bless you double and triple time for you investing in others. Also, look around on people on your team. Diamond Dolls is a growing, amazing team. You guys are rocking out. But look for someone on your downline, someone on your sideline, someone, that's connected to you that you don't normally talk to. But if you see that somebody's having trouble with something or where you could step up and help, seize the opportunity to help that person. Again, you might not be directly on that person's line, or even if you see somebody in paparazzi and you say, hey, the same way Briana did for me, and she kind of jumped in and helped me like a big sister, do that for someone else, because again, they will be forever grateful for that investment of your time. I would say this, Bree had a lot of patience for me because I think I asked her at least 197 questions on that passport vacation, but she handled it with grace. She answered it, guys, with grace, okay? So I'm forever appreciative of her for that, because I know I asked her so many questions, and I know I was probably so annoying at the time. Like, so what do you do? How do you go live? I just didn't understand any of it. But again, guys, it was all worth it, because look at me now, so you never know that one conversation that you may have with someone, one text message, one piece of jewelry that you send in the mail that could completely change someone's life forever. There have been some people who have said that they were near suicide moments, so distraught and broken, but they logged into someone's live, or someone may have sent them something, or someone may have done one random act of kindness that completely changed their lives. So again, be that blessing to somebody, and I promise you, again, seizing those opportunities every day, it will pay off in the end, okay? So the next one, so we're doing the word SOAR, okay? These are things that are going to help you soar in life, soar in your business, all right? So the O is going to be overcoming your fears. As I mentioned before, you want to be in a position in your business where there is nothing that you are not willing to do to see your dreams and your goals manifesting, okay? Anything within reason. Of course, we talked about how your spirit feels when you are going about doing things, but I really want everyone to face your fears head on and not let anything deter you from what you know you're trying to do, okay? So I think everyone can safely say that they have some kind of fear. So if you're taking notes today, I want you to write down one thing that you feel like will prevent you from achieving your goals. What is one thing that you are really afraid of that nobody knows that you really feel like may prevent you from getting where you're trying to go? If we are all honest with ourselves, we know that if we were to get over that thing, we don't know what's on the other side of fear, because blessings could be there, because we think what's on the other side of fear are terrible things. But what if I was here to tell you that on the other side of your fears were blessings bigger than your wildest dreams, okay? So you'll never know if you don't go for it or if you don't try. So again, I want you to tonight, today, however, wherever you are in today, whenever you are and watching this replay, I want you to really think about what fears you may have or what things that may hold you back, and I want you to be intentional about overcoming them. Now, it may not be as easy as saying like, oh, I'm just going to go do this thing that's going to help me to overcome it. But what you can do is you can watch trainings to help you build those skills. You can connect with a mentor, a family friend, someone that you trust that can hold you accountable. What I had to do for myself is Again, when I came back from that passport vacation trip, when I met Bree and Misty and things like that, I had to tell myself that I had to go live because it was a part of my job. Have anybody out there like that? Give me some love and some hearts if you're like that too, where you kind of have to psych your mind out to think something just so that you actually do the thing. Because I knew if my job had mandated me to go live, or they said, a part of my new business, program is that I had to go live, then I would go live. I would have to do it. So for you, what do you have to psych yourself into doing? If you know that you want to talk to business partners, but you're really, really nervous about it, tell yourself that it's mandated. Like, oh my gosh, if I don't do it, I'm going to have to do 100 sit-ups, or I have to, like whatever it is for you, like hold yourself accountable. So if you say, all right, I'm going to give myself a challenge. I have this jar. For every day that I don't talk to a new business partner, I got to put $1 in the jar. And at the end of the week, I got to give the jar to my kids, or I have to, whatever, just something fun that you can do for yourself. But again, these are things that you can do to try to push yourself beyond your comfort zone, push yourself beyond your fears, and really go after the things that you know that you want for your life. Okay. So next, we are going to say in the SOAR. So we have S.O.A. A is going to be achieve all of your goals and dreams, okay? I can't tell anybody what their goals are. Only you know how bad you want this business. So for those of you who went to Empower Me Pink, I think it was the year before last, Summer did a session and it was how bad do you want it? So if you're writing notes, I want you to put that on your paper. How bad do you want success? Like how bad does it matter to you that you achieve your goals? Is it okay that you can bail on your goals or quit or walk away from your dreams? Is there someone who is counting on you? Is there somebody who you feel like you will be letting down if you don't go after it? So again, only you know how bad you really want this business. So if you are unable to visualize what it is that you want, it may be hard for you to go after it. So what I want everybody to do also is, if you haven't already, start writing down your goals. Like, do you have a vision board? Do you have a timeline of how long it's going to take you to achieve those goals? Do you even know what the goals are in the company? You may be new, or you may be kind of like a hobbyist that wants to be more serious about your business. I think sometimes when you're a part of bigger groups, you could kind of get lost a little bit. I know me personally, when you see like, oh my gosh, that lady is Black Diamond and I'm just selling 10 pieces a day on my live, you kind of get a little bit lost. But that doesn't mean for you can't still set realistic goals for you and your business. Because guess what? The same thing I did. My first goal coming back from DR was I wanted to sell 100 pieces of jewelry in a week. And that was major for me. I was like, oh my gosh, like I don't know how I'm going to do this. But I had to take bites at it. It was like 100 pieces, and then I had to take a nibble. So I'd say, okay, I'm going to try to sell 20 pieces a day. I'm going to try to sell 25 pieces. I'm going to try to sell. And then if I didn't sell my 20 pieces, I try to go back and do. And one thing I want to suggest to everybody is have multiple ways that you're selling your jewelry. So don't just stick to live only. So imagine like a circle. Let's do a chart. If you're writing your notes, do a circle and cut that circle into 4s. Your live should be one of the many ways that you're selling your jewelry. So if you're not already, you should consider flash sales. You should consider album sales. Maybe you can do a messenger group with your pre-sales. Maybe you could consider trying to host parties every weekend. Maybe you can, the sky's the limit. You could start a business page, of course, start a VIP group. You can take a bling bag everywhere you go. You can start, again, as I mentioned before, doing those vending events. So only you know what you can do within reason for your own business. But again, you have to make sure that if you have a selling goal, that you're sticking to that goal, that you are making money in this business and it makes sense for you to continue to grow. So of course, if you're starting out in the business, you may say, hey, my goal is life of the party bronze or silver. Then the following year, you may say, okay, now I want to up it up to gold or platinum. And then you continue to grow in your business. So I can't say to one person who jumps into business and says, oh, I want to be life of the party pink diamond. That may be their goal. But for you, you may say, my goal is to sell like this, but I also want to make sure that I hit this rank, or I want to make sure that I am, able to help pay my kids' tuition, or I'm able to do, take my family on this trip or do this thing. Pay to get my car fixed, or whatever it is that you want to do. But again, make sure that you are intentional about achieving your own personal goals and then helping people along the way. Okay. So if you know that you're trying to hit your goals, but you see somebody else trying to hit their goals too, figure out a way that you can help pull them along as well, okay? Because again, we are all in this thing together. And I think that as we are, again, intentional about this achieving thing, you know, we can really go far, okay? So that is our A. It is achieve all of your goals and dreams. Make it a non-negotiable that you are going to kill it and crush all your goals, okay? So if you say to yourself, I'm going to be elite one day, I'm going to do that, then honey, you need to do it. You know, if you say, I'm going to sell like this, or I'm going to make it happen, okay? Never bail on your dreams, never bail on your goals, because again, you never know who you can be a blessing to by you sticking with what you say you're going to do, okay? So again, break it down, make it practical for you. Don't look at the overarching goal of elite, because again, set that as your goal. So as your target for those rock star runners who really want big things in a business, I want you to say to yourself, if you want elite, you go for elite with everything that you've got. But getting to elite starts with ranking to director, okay? So start there. Start with your bite size. Start with just biting away at your goals. So starting with director, I've got my 3 people. Now I need to work on premier director, okay? That's another nibble I'm going to take at it. But you also have to understand how to rank. You have to understand your back office and the numbers. You have to understand how to be a good leader. You have to understand, you know, navigating, having tough skin in the business. Because again, one thing that's important, and this is something that I try to stress to my team, you're going to have a hard time soaring in this business if you are super sensitive. Now again, anybody can make it in a business, but what I'm saying is there is a level of tough skin that you're going to have that comes with entrepreneurship. That's just the honest reality, because people are going to tell you no quite often. When you are asking them to host parties or signing in your business or things like that, you're going to get your feelings hurt sometimes. You know, I know for myself, I've cried many nights and I've been frustrated and sad and, you know, what's wrong with me? You know, because again, we kind of get hard on ourselves. We don't hear the person say no to the business. We hear them say no to us. And so we kind of take that personal, like, oh my gosh. But again, it's a part of business, you know, even as a leader. I mean, and Bria and I would have these conversations and, you know, she would share with me that, and I was new to leadership. I'd be like, what am I supposed to do? But again, what I had to understand even from her is that your team may not always like the things you do or the things you say or the decisions that you make, but it's okay. You are not going to be everybody's cup of tea, and that's all right. But what you are supposed to do is to love people and to just give your best to them, okay? So I saw a quote the other day. It was like, you can be the juiciest, ripest peach in the bunch, and there's still going to be somebody who doesn't like peaches. But that's okay. You still continue to be that peach that God created you to be, okay? And I promise you, the people that are supposed to come across your path and your journey, they will come, all right? So again, achieve those goals and dreams, guys. Don't bail on yourself, because again, you never know what's on the other side of your fears. All right, and then finally, your R is going to be remember your why. Remember why you are here. Remember why you're doing this. Remember why you joined. So if you're taking notes, I want you to write at the bottom why you decided to join Paparazzi Accessories. Of course, our why will evolve over time. So maybe you can start with why you joined and why you're still here, okay? So again, are you trying to crush a goal? Are you trying to do something for your family, for your kids, for your grandkids, for your legacy? You know, what is your why? Why are you trying to buy that dream house? Are you trying to pay off your car note? Like, why are you here? Why are you doing what you're doing? I think if you can focus on that, maybe you could put it on a sticky note and put it in your car, in your bathroom, in your refrigerator, so you see it every time you open it. Wherever you put it somewhere where it can remind you why you want to go hard for your goals, why you want to go hard for your dreams. And again, keep that at the forefront. If it's your family, put their picture where you can see it and say, this is why I'm hustling for my dreams. You know, because again, sometimes we need those reminders on those days where we do feel sad, we do feel crushed, we do feel overwhelmed with life. We need those little reminders that says, you know, this is why I'm going to push forward. This is why, you know, it matters to me. I know personally I've suffered some losses this past year, and I'll tell you guys, I will be crying my eyes out before I go live. Like, I know I have a live at 8:30, and instead of canceling it, I would just cry, you know, because I may be grieving the loss of a loved one or whatever. But if I say I'm supposed to go live at 8:30, honey, I'm on that live doing my thing. Hey, y'all, how's it going? I'm here to sell this jewelry. Oh, yeah, $5. And As soon as I get off, I can go back to crying my eyes out again. But guess what? I have a responsibility to my why. I have a responsibility to my children and their children and their children, because how I show up today is going to affect so many things. Because let's say I decide to just cancel my show and just fall into a pit of despair. How do I know that somebody might not have come to my live that night that needed my energy, that needed my love, that needed this business? You know, and I'm not saying that you can't take a break when you need to, because life can get really super heavy sometimes. But what I am saying is that if you can push, if you can pull strength from somewhere, if you can pray and meditate and, you know, get through where you need to get, I promise you, like, you will feel better about that. Because if you push yourself just a little bit, so let's say if you normally go live for an hour or two, maybe on that day you only have 20 minutes, but it's okay. You gave 20 minutes to your business instead of giving 0 minutes to your business. So again, I would just suggest, remember why you're here, remember why you're doing it. And also something that Michelle Egan told me, I will never forget this. This was like some of the best advice ever. Again, I asked her a ton of questions too, but I asked her, I said, what is one piece of advice that you would give me in the business? And you guys know Michelle Egan, of course, she's a 7-figure in our business. But I said, what advice would you give me? And she said, keep it fun. Keep your business fun. If you remember your why, remember why you're here. You joined this business to have fun. You didn't join the business to be stressed out. You know, you didn't join it to, you know, not be able to achieve your goals and things like that. Now, I'm not saying that with leadership and ranking to elite and all of that won't cause stress, but that's like a good stress, because you're trying to, you know, push for a goal. So of course you may be a little stressed out trying to get there. But what I am saying is that in the midst of such heavy times, try to add the fun back into your business. So start playing games on your lives if you can. You know, connect with friends and family, give away free jewelry, you know, just do things that you feel are fun. Like even with your teams, for my leaders out there, find ways for them to enjoy this experience. At the end of all of our lives, we will, you know, one thing we're all guaranteed is life and death, guys. Okay, let's just be real. But at the end of our life, we will reflect on our time here in Paparazzi, and others will reflect on it too. And what will they reflect on it where you're concerned? You know, will they say, oh, she was pretty good with Paparazzi? It was just like, you know, again, if that's your goal to just join for a hobby, you know, and just to get a discount, by all means, you are here and you are living out what your goals are for your business. But what I'm saying is, for those who say they want big things in this business and they aren't really giving that much to it, you know, don't look back on this season, or, you know, as you stand before God and he says, I gave you Paparazzi and you weren't even taking it seriously, you know. So you want to make sure that when it's all said and done and when all the smoke clears, you can look back on this season and say, I gave my best. I left nothing on the table, and I know I showed up with 100% of what I could give. Again, on every day, it may look a little different. What I'm saying is, I think that, you know, soaring like a rock star, if that's you, if you know you are a rock star, that means that you also understand that on some days you can kill it, you can knock it out the park, you can, you know, run at 100%. And then there may be some days that you say, I can't give 100, but I'm going to show up with my best today. And tomorrow I'm going to jump back in with my 100 again. Because, you know, you don't want to completely just zap your energy and have nothing left to give, but you do want to give your best. Okay, so tap into what you feel your best is. And at the end of the night and at the end of the day, when you put your head on that pillow, you can say, I did everything I could to make sure that I saw success in my business and my why was at the forefront of everything that I did. Okay, so that is all I have for you guys. I hope that that was beneficial to somebody. Make sure that you guys go out here and soar. Again, if you're taking notes, the S was seize opportunities. Your O is overcome your fears. Your A is achieve all your goals and dreams. And then your R is remember your why. Remember why you are here and why you are getting ready to crush this business in excellence. Okay, so Bree, I hope I made you proud, girl. Thank you so much for having me on you guys' team page. If you guys have questions, feel free to drop them below. But you guys can also connect with me, Mel Bel, on Facebook. And I look forward to seeing you guys and chatting with you guys soon. I am on you guys' team page, so, you know, feel free to just drop comments below and I can kind of jump in later after on the replay and still respond. And again, Bree, thank you so much for allowing me to continue to be a part of Diamond Dolls as like an unofficial member. This was my first team page that I ever joined. So I did not have a team. I did not have anything. I was a I had just signed one person at the time I met Bree, which is my mom. I did not know anything about paparazzi at all, really. When I met Misty Kirby on the beach, she was like, "What do you know?" And I was like, "I don't know what I know," So I was just like kind of lost in the wind somewhere. So my group, Love Sparkle Glow, is like a very close, and Bree's on my group page too, and I told her this before, but I have really tried to create my group similar to Diamond Dolls, because I'm like, I think this group is amazing. So I'm going to try to give Love Sparkle Glow everything that Bree gives to Diamond Dolls. And I'm still trying to get there, Bree, because Bree is like a rock star leader. So I'm just trying to like take notes and learn what I can. But you guys have everything that you need to be successful here in Diamond Dolls. So I have no, I have no worries for any of you guys to know that the sky is the limit for each and every one of you. So again, that's it for me, and I will see you guys later, okay? Have a great day, guys. Talk to you all later. Bye-bye. Love you too, Bree. Bye, guys.